My name is Jonathan Parks, and welcome to Jonathan's Nature Crafts. I must inform you that I do not live in this house by myself, but live here with other people. Sometimes other members of the household may have to walk through areas where I might be recording with other family members on the phone. If you hear any noise like that, please feel free to disregard. We are doing our best to get noise-canceling equipment, which may at least keep you from hearing exactly what is being said. Thank you for considering. Well, anyway, it kind of happened the last time around. We were probably coming down to where we would just about end the carving part of these figures, but it is also just a place where I say that we can kind of begin to do some other things. I've already drawn in little lines in places where the eyes should go, so thankfully we are going to start to try to put the eyes in the right places. One thing you may note is how the eye kind of comes out bigger on this newer one than it does on the older one, and that is because of kind of like the change in the bits I have to use, because sometimes the bits I used to use can be harder to find than they used to be, and so that's kind of why I start kind of picking up and buying other types of bits to use for the same purpose, and think we're going to try to make another little place for the eye here. And you all come to see how I've sort of made this out just like this, and come down to it, well, I say in this little moment there's probably a time when a little more can be carved off the back end of this one, because that part was kind of, I'd say, missed by a little far the last time around, and we can come back on, take care of those little bitty things like that to make the elephant come into its own little specialized place, I say, where we just kind of like do the things we do just to get a little work involved. And I'll tell you all that there's probably other little stories I've come on to tell that I just thought I would, and I say, you know, probably would tell many more if I had time, but not sure how much time I have. Just remembered I have some laundry upstairs that needs to be taken out of the dryer and folded, some in the washer that needs to be removed to the dryer, so I say that we're taking care of just little things as we can. But maybe we'll have a little time to tell a little story here and there as I try to do just a little sanding. But like I said, these won't take much. But I do want to tell you a little more about elephants in the circus and differences between African and Asian elephants. One of them is that in African elephants, both the males and females have tusks. In Asian elephants, only the males have big tusks and the females have little or no tusks. There's Also, one little thing you'll note is that African elephants are more aggressive than Asian elephants. They, I say, just, kinda, are easier to work with. I mean, they're more difficult to work with in circuses and zoos. Asian elephants are easier to do it with, but I tell y'all, I show y'all the eye. I forgot to turn the camera down to where you could actually see me do that. But I say that it's kind of like how even the Asian ones they work with in the elephants and in the circuses, it's like, of course they made laws that banned the use of them in the circus because they were so big and the trailers were little in comparison. They didn't think the elephants had much room to move in the trailers, so they kind of made a new law to protect them against the use of them in the circus. And I say it's kind of like how it was with the man who worked with the tigers in the circus that I saw all along, and how he would at the end kind of drop the cage, and then with that one tiger he had left, put it on a leash and lead it back to the little cage. I was thinking also, about how one time I read an article and he said that when it comes to working with the tigers, that if you use the wrong tone or make the wrong gesture, you can lose them. So, and even when I read that, I was thinking, I wanted to do that job. I wanted to learn how to do it. Mom said, "No, Jonathan, I'm afraid you will never have an opportunity to learn that. I'm sorry." And later that afternoon, my father talked to me and said, "Now, let me tell you how they decide how they do stuff in the circus." He says, usually they don't want other people to know how to do it. And that would be kind of the little thing, because of all the stunts they had that they did, it was all just their own secret ways of things. They didn't want other people to know how to do, because it was just a special thing that only they knew, that they probably got the credit for or were known for doing it. And I say it's almost just like how it is when you walk across the tightrope in the circus. That could be another thing. And I wanted to share with you all on basis of that a little question that sometimes I've popped on Instagram and Facebook and asked my friends the question, for how much money would you walk a tightrope across the Grand Canyon? Different people answer different ways. But I'd say of all the creatures in the circus, we talk all about how it is with the leopards and the zebras that are usually in the parade that goes around and round in circles. And when I was a kid, I wanted to have a circus so bad and wanted to have one in my basement. Couldn't have had real animals, but would have had people dressed like them to kind of have it. There were times in my circus I wanted to have hyenas and jackals and all kinds of strange creatures, and even wanted to have a pool of sharks and somebody to jump in and be kind of like a shark tamer or a shark trainer or something like that. And it was always my best imagination as a kid. One time I even saw a little thing in a book about where there was a page that showed you all the things of a circus, and they showed you a sword swallower. I kind of wanted to learn how to do sword swallowing, even checked out books from the library, tried to find it, but they never showed it. Thankfully, I never tried that, because I've just learned what a hazard it could be to have to use all those different swords and twist your body different ways to make it so you can swallow them and all. But I just tell you all, I was thinking about all this as I was finishing my last video, and think about how it just went from one topic to another, where it was all just a bunch of stuff I just felt like I wanted to take the notion to share. So I say with these little elephants, we're going to put little tags under them that say "I choose charity over bitterness," laminate those, and put little insignias on them that have the year, my initials, and the Mimosa wood. So that's how much I wanted to share for this time that we get to end the series right here, and have so much more to say as we move along. I say, it gets really fast with my speech. I can talk long, talk in circles, but that's kind of the way it works when I do my videos. Of all things, I'd like to kind of calm it down a bit here and say thank you all for watching. Sometime or another we might carve these big elephants here, kind of get around to doing that. Got the little blanks made out for them, so thank you all very much. I appreciate you coming on, subscribing to this channel, watching it, whoever you are. Take care, and I pray that you may always, always keep in touch. Thank you for watching. Hope you enjoyed the video. And if you haven't already, please subscribe to this channel. I hope to see you in the next video. Stay tuned.